Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cropper here with thoughts on the multiverse. You've probably heard of this theory that perhaps our universe is only one of many, like a large bathtub full of foam bubbles, and each bubble is a universe. Originally, I think this theory was proposed by a Russian scientist in the 1980s or 1990s. But that's just the most recent. That guy apparently didn't know his Greek history, because out of Claggett's Greek Science and Antiquity, we learn that the Greeks had this idea that there may or may not be many other realities just like ours, cut off from ours in principle. Now, I actually glanced through this to try to find the quote, and I found it one afternoon talking to someone who suggested that. I can't find it now and can't be bothered. But let's mention what this idea of the multiverse means. Now, the Greek term universe means everything that exists. So, in principle, if there are multiverses, the Greeks have already covered that by saying everything that is. But there's a further problem. So we can dismiss it right there and say, no, there aren't multiverses, you frickin' idiot, because if they are, they'd be part of what's called the universe, which is everything. So we could dismiss them right there and call them an idiot justifiably. But we can take it one step further, and we can say, if there are multiverses, or if there were, if it's the case, we could never know it. They could never have an effect on us and our universe. They're cut off from us in principle. This is a theory that can't be tested. It can't be proved, can't be demonstrated. It's a theory for which there is no evidence, and it's a real stretch to call that a theory. In fact, you might call it a fantasy, a childish lark, a bit of a sick joke. But you wouldn't call it a brilliant mathematical theory. You wouldn't call it any kind of mathematical theory. You might call it a brilliant daydream, but I wouldn't. It's a stupid daydream. By definition, things which you cannot know about and can never affect you are outside of the realm of consideration of the mind. They needn't be considered. It's idle and boring and a waste of time and stupid and childish to spend thought calories on things like what else can never be seen? Okay, how about this? The motion of the planets around the sun is caused by a small entity that lives inside the center of each planet, which, when you look there, it always conceals itself. And if you test for it, it always substitutes some other phenomenon besides itself for your test to detect. Now, why would we care about such an entity? And first of all, how would you know about it? And how would anyone tell you about this? That's the problem with the multiverse. How would anyone know about it? How could they tell you? But second of all, how would you ever test for this little thing that hides itself every time you look for it and substitutes something else in its place when you are just about to find it? You can't. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, it's boring. There's not a multiverse. There is only one of everything. There are not multiples of everything. It's excluded by the definition, and then it's excluded epistemologically by the lack of ability to demonstrate, prove, or even test it. So, if you hear someone say, what if there are other universes, parallel to ours or whatever, flip a booger on their forehead and walk away.